Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leon's Corner. How's everybody doing? Um, Today was one of those days. Earlier, I did a. Um, I was earlier on talking and playing Alter Beast. Right now, I wanna talk to you guys about an anime. Okay, let me begin by saying there are certain things that inspired me to continue cooking because it's rare when I cook. So um, there's several things that inspire me to continue. Two of them are actually animes. One of them, guys, believe it or not, is Chef Ramsay. Uh, Despite of all the thoughts uh, about how he is and everything, he's a good chef, and he also inspired me to continue cooking. But one, okay, so there's two animes. One's called Food from Another World, Restaurant from Another World, which was a pretty good anime. I'll talk to you guys about that later on in a later on episode. And of course, the one I'll be talking today is called Shokugeki no Soma, otherwise known as Food Wars. Now, when I saw Food Wars, I I never thought about this, but it just reminded me uh, of how I wanted to, um, how I. It reminded me that once I wanted to be a chef, and I tried to do some independent study just improve um, to improve. No, I'm not the world's greatest chef, and yeah, definitely I'm not. I'm not like the top chefs, including Ramsay himself. I'm just. I just love cooking, and it's one of my hobbies. And I would love to show you guys um, what I've done. Uh, I would love to make videos about me cooking, or at least trying to show you guys what I have cooked. But right now, I don't have the proper equipment to do so. But later on, if I remember, I'll put some. There's some pictures that you can see on my um, uh, Instagram, I think, and also my YouTube. If you follow me on YouTube, to find me on YouTube, you may have to actually type in Diego Osuna. I think um, I forget the whole thing. I gotta go back on that. Um, but once you do, then you go to a section the section of groups, and there's one that says um, pic, Diego's studio. Click on that and you'll see some of my pictures, the things that I got, trips that I've done, and of course things that I've done as far as cooking. Oh well, try to upload my other pictures later on. But um, anyway, when I first watched this anime, I I never knew it was going to be kind of interesting. In a sense, I've seen cook shows before, and sometimes it makes you feel like, it's gonna be one of those. But I was wrong, actually, and I wish to be on a. I wish that if I could go back in time, which I can't, sadly enough, I would have taken culinary arts when I had the chance. But I went for security because of my sense of um, justice, you can say. But anyway, Food Wars. The story is about a guy named Soma. He's born and raised in a restaurant. We don't know what happened to his mom, but he lives with his dad, and he's always competing with his dad to see who's the best chef. And one of the things that I like from the, if you see the first episode, you're gonna be laughing through some of that show. It is a serious show, but it has its funny parts. Also, just so you know, guys, I'm not gonna get into details of genre. Um, it is classified as an itchy anime, and that's saying it goes from sexy to, well, let's just leave it there. But one of the things that it's just funny seeing the reactions of the characters. For instance, so someone competes with his dad, and they try to do a traditional dish. I think it's fries and something. I forgot what it was. And oh yeah, by the way, I did manage to get my hands on some of the recipes. I would have loved to try to make all of them. Uh, I just noticed some of them take a long time, and I have to start from days prepping the food and everything. So there's not much of a chance. Plus, there's certain things that I'm not able to use that are required. The one that I successfully did, though, which was weird, was the reversed. Oh man, what's the name? Give me a second. It's the transforming rice recipe, which is one of Soma's recipes. And if I can find it, uh, here we go. So I tried to do the transforming furikake gohan, and which is basically transforming rice. Did I see it right? Uh, yeah, you see Soma doing this on, well, the recipe was debuted on episode 2, but you could see, yeah. So at least I did one of the recipes. and this is the recipe book. I would love to try the other ones, which I might later on. Uh, but anyway, so I love the reactions of the characters. For instance, if you see the girl on my right, she is one of the students of the same elite school of cooking, and it's sad because she everybody goes there with a purpose, and their purpose is to better themselves. Soma, well, he his dad wanted to shut down the restaurant because of him leaving. He wanted to have a partnership with with a friend of his. Um, so he's gives Soma a thing which is um, a form to one of the top schools of cooking, and that's the uh, I forget the name of the school right now. And to go there, you have to go onto a test. So Soma tries one of his recipes, and if you see the girl on my right, she is, well, at first she didn't like Soma um because of the way he is, and she doesn't wanna give Soma the chance of going in, despite of how good he is. So she's also known for one thing. She, if you, sorry guys, if you guys see, um, if you watch the whole story, you'll find out why Soma went there, and there is a purpose why he went there. But this girl, she is known to be um the one who possesses the god tongue. Think of it as the female version of Chef Ramsay. However, there's one thing. The only reason why she refused every single dish was because her dad made her say refuse all the dishes and make her believe that there has to be one dish that could match their expectations. So along the way, she refuses Soma's dish, and she was the one that um, held the entries. Um, and funny because her grandpa being the director, tried Soma's dish and I really liked it. But she just didn't want to prove it because she was going under her dad's influence. And you'll see that later on in the series. So once Soma enters to this school, he faces many challenges. And also, he's placed on the worst place you could think of. Now the school is formed by, if like all things that has a chain of command, the school is formed by the following. There's the Council of Ten, and the Council of Ten is the 10 greatest chefs from the school.
You've got mail.
So Soma's goal is basically become the best and takes seat number one in the council. And so he tries many things. But anyway, so the school's formed by the Council of 10. Then there's the principal, which is the gross grandpa. Then there's the uh, then it's her. Well, she's part of the new council. Wait, is she? Oh God, I forgot. Uh, no, I forgot if she was part of the new council. But you'll find out that Soma's dad was one of the former members of the Council of Ten, and that's why he decides to send Soma to that school. I guess, he wanted to follow. He wanted Soma to follow his footsteps. Uh, so as everybody takes their place, they try to impress the chefs. You get cooking lessons as usual. Um, I would love to be in the classes. For instance, there's this French instructor they have, and oh man, I would love to be in his class. As a matter of fact, I would love to be in the school and all. Um, Also, you'll find out it's not just a regular school. Um, each student can challenge other students on a food war. That's why it's called food wars. So the way the challenge is present, you present the challenge, and then the other person has to say yes, I'll take the challenge. And um, I think they uh, have like a betting, like they would lose something if they lose the challenge. It's been a while since I saw Food Wars. I mean, that was I saw it 3 years ago, so I'm not gonna remember in great detail the whole thing. But so yeah, some endorse many challenges and toughest competitors. There's one guy that, man, he's a magician with spices. I mean, you wanna talk about knowing your spices? That guy knows his spices. Then I remember there was another guy that one quick look he would be able to copy his opponent's style of cooking. Let's say he's like Kakashi in a sense. And why I say he's Kakashi? Well, I have to talk about Naruto sometime, so um, I will later on. But allow me to explain why why these guys like Kakashi. First of all, Kakashi is called the copy ninja. One of his techniques is copy his opponent's technique. So this guy is like Kakashi. He copies his opponent's cooking skills with one look. Then there's a guy that, man, there's some insane people in there. Um, so as the story moves on, the whole class is invited to stay at a hotel. Well, first of all, Soma proves himself by challenging somebody on a food war, which shouldn't have to happen, but he was allowed to go with the challenge, and he won the challenge. So they go to this a 5-star hotel, and that's where the real competitions began. Everybody had to show uh, cook their cooking skills, and the owner of the hotel, his name's his name's Dojima. He also was one of the former members of the Council of Ten. He was the guy who opened up the hotel for the competitions. He was impressed with everybody's skills. Everybody had their unique skill with with the knives and their cooking gear. I mean, if you see Soma, he's fast with his fingers. I mean, he could chop things like fast. So I mean, that's one skill I would love to have, chopping things fast. But that's only a cartoon, so yeah. Um, I meant anime. Sorry, it's just I I have this song called the rap of anime, and you know, yeah, cartoons are cartoons. These are cartoons, but in Japan they're referred as anime because they're from Japan. Well, anime is basically a cartoon. So we have your traditional Western anime, which is what we have here, like the Disney cartoons and Popeye and all those things. And then there's the Japanese cartoons, so yeah, just to make things clear, anime is a cartoon. So yeah, Dojima welcomed everybody his hotel. They were able to take breaks from time to time during battles. Soma shows so much strength. He gains so much strength, and man, you wanna. I mean, everybody had their unique talents. The Aldini brothers, oh man, those guys had also knew their cooking. But of course, this is kind of funny because one of the Aldinis, he used to be fat. He went up being skinny, and it was vice versa. It was weird. That was just weird. But yeah, Um, so, like I said, the reactions with the food. Um, I'm not gonna go into detail. First of all, because everybody should be aware of the content. By me saying it's an itchy cartoon, that means you guys might get the idea of what the content may be. Now, what I like about the words, and this is what I love about the words. Your time you have time to impress everybody with your skills, but not only that, because not you're not just impressing the main owner, which happened to be one of the council members, but you get to see the rest of the council being judges at the competition. And there's one guy that you might see him on the small picture. You'll see him, the guy with the red hair and glasses. That guy, he forgot, he couldn't remember how he used to be because he was focused on achieving his goal. He opened a restaurant in France, and then a lot of things happened. But somewhere in the series, because of the whole um, challenges, they have to take I think not part time jobs, but study under somebody. And Soma had to work with this that guy. And at first he didn't like Soma because he thinks Soma is not correct to be what he's supposed to be. He doesn't do what it's expected. And he tries to teach Soma, but at the point he wants to give up because he feels like it's useless. Until one day where Soma decides to um, go all over the things he taught him everything, and he saw Soma's improvement. Somehow it became better for him. Um, he talked to Soma a bit more, and he gave Soma great advice because Soma took that advice with him, and by the end of the um, by the end, there's a final showdown. But see, a lot of show. I love a lot of the aspect of the showdowns. I mean, like, it's kind of sad because Soma had to do something. Like there were several people that lost their precious tools. Um, during the wars because you lose something apparently. Well, the Aldini, one of the Aldinis lost his precious knife, and Soma decided to uh, challenge the person that won the knife for it, and he returns it to the one of the Aldinis, the owner, and he tells Soma not to keep it because he wants to turn it back. So Soma accepted that decision. Now, this other guy, the one with the spices, he's a true magician of flavor because he knew what spice would go with what spice would fit on the food he made, and everybody could. If you see, every time he uses the spice goes all over, and everybody could smell the spice. It's just woof. It's ridiculous what happens on this cartoon, but you gotta see it. He's the magician with the spices. He's a true magician. Um, then there's let's see, what else? I'm missing something here. Um, oh yeah, Soma and those two girls using my background. They team up along with a couple others because the final showdown is um, two remaining teams join forces, or I forgot. They did form an alliance. It was Soma. I was sorry. It was the other girl, and there was the guy that used to um, copy the food techniques joined Soma's team. The guy that is a master with spices joined Soma. So it's a battle royale again, but this time's teams. It's not just one person. And man, at one point, that one girl that yeah. By the way, Soma likes her. Yeah, well, kind of. But the point is, she realizes that Soma has potential. And yes, when they start joining forces for some of for the coming wars, she does recognize that Soma has great potential and he's good. It's just that uh, it's, it's just that, let's say, his ego gets the best of him sometimes. And you could say at the last episode,
You've got mail.
I wished I saw the second season. I'm gonna see if I could find it. But at the last episode, you see her dad and he opposes on the way things were going. So he had other people being judges because they had to get the other people to judge, and they had to be not really uh, chefs, but they had to know about food. So it's funny because these judges try so much food at the end, and they were not going to. Things were going to be bad. They were going to be against the Soma for some reason. And no, they tried the food, and it blew their mind off. It just like many other people had that reaction with food. I'm gonna leave it there. But it's weird. So after after the whole um competition was over, they go back to the school. This happens. You see, her dad was wrong. Admitted it. He was wrong, and when he had a change of heart, and the grandpa finally reveals why Soma was brought there, why everybody was brought there, and the main explanation was that they were brought up there to save her from from well from falling into uh, the whole idea, or the whole uh, the whole thing. Well, they referred that as a curse. It was the being or possessed the godlike tongue was basically a curse, and according to her grandpa, everybody was there to save her from falling. I guess just like that falling, uh, just falling into that curse, just like that um, probably that knew about it. So after the whole thing, they go back to school. She becomes um, the new principal, and poor Soma. He achieved his dreams. Actually, he did become number one in the new council of 10. And I think the Aldinis were part of the council, and some of the other guys became part of the new council of 10. And I can say, as fair warning, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna be upset, and you're gonna cry. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. This is one of those animes that could put you on this on a state of a roller coaster of emotions. I'm just giving you a first. Uh, uh, oh, I'm just warning you right now. Just most of the time, yeah, it's serious, but you'll have your funny moments, and sometimes there are moments where, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There are those moments where you're gonna feel like you have Niagara Falls over you. Okay, so what I meant by Niagara Falls, I'm gonna have to explain this. Did you guys ever saw the movie Scrooged with with Bill Murray? One of the ghosts was a taxi driver, and it showed him his past. And he told them at one point where he goes back to his house, you'll say Niagara Falls, and of course Bill Murray didn't believe that, so he sees himself as a kid watching a show with his mom, and I think his mom was going to have a baby. I can remember that, and, and then then you see his dad gives him a package, and he tells him it's the greatest meat, this and that, because his dad apparently worked at a butcher shop. So so he tells them, "Oh, I wanted a choo-choo train," and his dad goes like, "Oh, I wanted a choo-choo train," and he gets mad, and the mom just leaves the room. You see Bill Murray crying. And he's like, he goes out, and he's like, "I told you, Niagara Falls." And he's like, "No, it wasn't right. No, no, it's he it said he wasn't crying, but he was." So yeah, you'll have those moments in between, and I know there was a second season. Um, I don't know if I could find it. I don't know if I could find photos. Maybe, but I haven't. I saw like one episode of the second season, and they're at the beach. Um, Again, they break into teams, and the bad team, Soma. No, they got. I can remember who got Soma, and it's sad because they everybody had like a shack or something, a good place, and they gave Soma like a shack they needed to fix and everything. It was so hilarious, and they were doing a competition, and they were falling behind because they were fixing the place. But that make it in they fix the place really good. So yeah, that happened. That actually happened, and I think there was a teacher. Well, I think he's the one who had signed the groups, but man, yeah, it was so hilarious. Now here's a question: what kind of food do you guys like? Um, I do like different types. Favorite, I can say I have a favorite because I like all types of foods. It ranges from Mexican to Chinese. Um, which reminds me, I gotta get some stuff at the store because I'm gonna try another recipe. Kind of funny. Let me tell you, when I I know I'm getting off topic, uh, but uh, I mentioned I love cooking, and of course this show and this anime, and then the other stuff I mentioned inspired me to go on with cooking because I did stuff for a while, and nowadays I've been cooking some stuff lately. Like I said, I wish I had a way to show you some of the stuff I've done, but I'll put those pictures on my Instagram and my Facebook, and you could see what I have done so far. If I remember how to load them, unless I have to hook up my phone or something. God, I haven't load anything on the computer lately, so I might not remember much. But I'll try to load them up, and so you can see. No, as a matter of fact, I'm getting a bit hungry. All this talking about food can open up my appetite. Anyway, so yeah, good anime. I highly, I highly recommend you. If you guys like anime involving cooking, check out Food Wars. And you could also check out Restaurant from Another World. I highly recommend those if you're into cooking. The other one is a cooking isekai, as my friend put it, and which means isekai is basically ugh, it told me the meaning. It's like a fantasy thing. Uh, I cannot describe it, but just check it out. So food wars and restaurant from another place. I mean, from another world. Um, there's also some other cooking shows, I believe, that I need to check out. And another question I have for you guys: if you were on Soma's place, what would you do? How would you achieve your goals? And what would you change if you don't match those expectations? Think about it and you can let me know. Anyway, uh, I guess that'll be all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Leon's Corner. Um, wish you have a good day. And as I always say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And till then, this is Leon signing off. Peace out.